what's up, guys? My name is Magic Mike. Now listen, my cookbook is out and you need to get it because I have some amazing recipes on there for you that your family will enjoy. You can enjoy alone. You, as you host your friends, you can treat them to something special. So make sure you get it. If you want to get it, check out the caption below or the description, and I have some simple steps there for you that you can follow and you'll get it. And today I'm going to be making one of my favorite recipes on there. Let's just get into it, right? So real quick, I have a fish fillet here. It's just a regular fish fillet. And before I cut it into the pieces I want, I'm gonna show you a secret. You know how when you cook fish, it starts breaking down? If you want to avoid that, about 20 or between 10 and 20 minutes before you cook it, season it with some salt. And so that's what I'm gonna do now. I'm just gonna take some salt and season my fish on both sides, and I'm gonna leave that to sit. But before I do, I'm gonna cut it into a few pieces so that it's manageable, right? So that's real simple. I think I'll probably get like 3 good pieces from this. So it's just really simple, 3 pieces. I'm going to let the salt do its work so that it can firm up a bit. So I'm gonna put it aside so that we can make our coating. So you'll need one of these, a mortar and a pestle, and we have some peanuts and they're skinned. So we're gonna throw a few of them inside. You'll need some chili flakes. All this stuff is readily available. If you don't want it too hot, maybe you can reduce the amount of flakes you use. But I don't know, man, I'm feeling kinda cold today, so just gonna throw a bunch of them in there. And remember, if you want the exact measurements, get your cookbook. And finally, some salt, and I'm just gonna give them a pound. I want it to be a bit rough so that I can have some texture on my fish, so I'm not gonna overdo it. So I'm going to add one more ingredient in here. I told you it's a simple recipe. So I'm gonna put my... So this is dania, and I don't want the stems, I just want the leaves. So I'll just lightly brush, just pass my knife over, and I'll get some leaves. Gather them together, make sure you have a nice grip on there, and I want some fine pieces. So I'm gonna take that, add it to my mix, and give it one quick go at mixing it again. And that's perfect. So let me show you the texture that I was looking for. So this is gonna be our coating. That's the texture you're looking for. So we have our fish, we have our coating. The last thing we need is an egg wash. Take an egg. Whenever you're using eggs, make sure you just try your best not to use eggs that are directly from the fridge because they're still cold and it's gonna mess up your meal. So what you wanna do is, if you're using eggs in any recipe, make sure you remove them from the fridge and let them sit in room temperature for about maybe 10-20 minutes so that they can come up to room temperature. The easiest way to crack your egg is on a flat surface. And we are gonna give it a quick mix. So we're gonna use our whisk. The best way to whisk your eggs is not to go round, it's to go side by side. So you spend less time and you get a really good mix. So normally when you're coating anything, you usually pass it through flour before the eggs, but we are going to skip the flour for now. So it'll just be our fish. It'll go into our egg mix. Make sure you get all of it covered. And then shake it a bit to remove the excess. onto our nuts mix. You can press it down. And there you go. So that's ready for the pan. Doesn't that look amazing? Man, that looks dope. So that's ready for our pan. Let's get cooking. So my pan is hot. It's been on here for a few minutes. And then I'm gonna add my oil. And make sure the pan is well coated. And then just give that oil a few minutes to get hot, right? Which shouldn't take so long. So my cooker right now is on the highest setting. If you're using a gas burner, also make sure it's on the highest setting, because when we lay this fish on the pan, we want it to sizzle. And that's the sound you want to hear. That sizzle is super important. It means that you have perfect temperature. And oh man, just immediately I've been hit by the smell of the nuts and the fish. It's amazing. So the reason I'm holding it down is so that my fish doesn't curl. I think that's long enough. And I think we're ready for the next one now. That sizzle is amazing. If you ever feel like you don't have enough oil on your pan and you want to add some, don't add oil from the top, because then you're adding cold oil. Always add oil from the edges so that by the time it gets into contact with your food, it's already a bit hot. And you'll just let that cook for a few minutes. And then we're gonna flip them and it'll be ready. So our fish is nearly done. The last thing I'm going to do, and this is optional, this is really just because I want to, I'm going to season it with just a bit of pepper. This is going to make it super hot because you already have some chili flakes on there. And I'm going to turn my heat off and plate. And there you go. So this would be dope with some seasoned French fries, maybe a salad, all of which are in my cookbook. So make sure you get it. Enjoy. See you on the next one. Tumemaliza, ayanya. Tumemaliza, nyapaza.